For those members of the public that missed the opening remarks, good afternoon, and welcome to our special Six Wards Candidates Forum. My name again is Michael Jackson, and I'm the Vice President of the Municipal Council and the First Ward Councilman for the City of Paterson. I'll be your moderator for this afternoon's festivities. The purpose of this forum is to formally present the special Sixth Ward candidates in the upcoming general election on Tuesday, November 6, 2018, and for you, the viewers, voters, to hear their platform and or views on which they are seeking to be elected to fill the vacancy created in the Sixth Ward by the election of the Honorable Andre Saya to the office of the mayor. There are two candidates on the ballot, but you will vote only for one candidate. The candidates listed on the ballot for the office of the Sixth Ward Council in alphabetical order are Mr. Abdelaziz and Mr. Abreu. Please use this form to familiarize yourselves with the candidates as well as to listen to their views. As moderator, I will strictly enforce the time allocated to each candidate, maintain decorum of discipline, and will intervene in the event of any deviations from the spirit and purpose of the forum. I must ask that the candidates show respect and courtesy to each other. Each candidate will have 5 minutes to present their opening statement in alphabetical order. Each candidate is permitted to ask the other candidate 3 questions in one round. The responsive candidates will have 2 minutes to respond. There will be obviously no rebuttal by the candidate whether you are the one asking or responding to a question. Candidates will also have 5 minutes to wrap up or give his closing remarks. I am joined today by our lovely municipal clerk, Ms. Sonia L. Gordon, who will monitor the time, and Ms. Jacqueline Murray, and our Assistant Municipal Clerk, and Ms. Paola Ruiz, Administrative Secretary. Thank you both, and thank you all for viewing. We will now begin the forum. Mr. Abdelaziz, the platform is yours. You have 5 minutes.
Thank you. Good afternoon. I would like to thank the moderator and my council colleagues for hosting this debate. I would also like to thank Madam Clerk and her staff for the hard work they put into organizing this event. My name is Al Abdelaziz, and I am your Sixth Ward Councilman. I am a son of immigrant parents who came to the city for the search of a better life. My father left the Middle East on his journey to this great country over 40 years ago. His search for the American dream began on the island of Puerto Rico, where he lived for many years before coming to this great city of Paterson. The Sixth Ward is where my parents decided to settle and raise a family of 7 children. The Sixth Ward and the city of Paterson is all I know. I graduated from school number 9 and PCTI. I received my bachelor's degree from William Paterson University, and a few years later received my master's degree in educational administration from the University of Scranton. I taught and coached many of our city residents while at PCTI, and now I'm currently an administrator for the Passaic Public Schools. I am married to the love of my life, Nadine, and we are homeowners in the Sixth Ward. In today's debate, I will give you my straightforward positions as well as discuss the accomplishments I've had during my tenure as your councilman and the plans for the future progress of the Sixth Ward. There's a lot we've done, and there's a lot we plan to do for public safety, for economic development, for tax stabilization, and for our roads, which are among our top priorities. Just to name a few examples, we've recently opened up a police substation at the South Paterson Library in Main Street, which is vital to increase our police presence and keep our streets and residents safe. I was also a prime sponsor to move our city employees from a self-insured health program to the state health plan that would approximately save the taxpayers close to $200 million in the next 6 years and allow our employees to see more money in their paychecks. I have been actively engaging in meeting all our residents. Chances are you've seen me knock on your door. We take nothing for granted. And we've hosted many community events, such as this past summer's movie nights in the park throughout the 6th Ward. And we're holding regular Facebook Live meetings and updates to keep the residents informed. I have a record of delivering results for the residents of the 6th Ward. I believe in taking action. I believe in working with community leaders and all stakeholders to come up with a real solution to the very real challenges that we face in our ward. We're a big ward with many different communities that live here, but we all have a vested interest in making the 6th Ward stronger and better. I'm confident that based on what you hear today and based on my council service, you'll decide that I am the right choice. It is an honor and privilege to represent you as your 6th Ward councilman, and I look forward to earning your support and, more importantly, your vote for my re-election. I am Councilman Al Abdelaziz. I'm 1J on the ballot on Tuesday, November 6th. Thank you, and I look forward to the debate.
Mr. Abdelaziz, thank you very much. Mr. Abreu, the floor is yours. You have 5 minutes to present your opening remarks.
I first want to thank God for us being here, and then I want to thank you guys for everything you've done, for the great work you guys done. Thank you, Madam Clerk. Thank you, Councilman. And I also want to thank you guys. I'm sorry I forgot your names, but I'm sorry. You guys have done a great job. Well, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Jay Abreu. I lived in the 6th Ward for the past 15 years of my life. I have a beautiful family, and I'm a father of 5 beautiful children. I'm a technical engineer by trade, and I have been working at the same company for the past 12 years, which the past 11 years, I've been #1 of what I'm doing. I'm here because I want to represent the close to the 30,000 people, residents, that live in the 6th Ward. That have concerns, issues that are affecting their quality of life. I have sat down with many residents in this ward, and one of their main concerns is Lakeview Avenue and the safety of the resident in this vicinity because of the high number of motor vehicle accidents. Lakeview Ave has 60% more motor vehicle accidents than any other street in Paterson. My plan for this district is to add more cameras and speed bumps in addition to the plan that the county has developed to make this safer, to make this area safer. I've also met with many residents of the forgotten part of the 6th Ward. Robert Street, Atlantic Street, and many others that their streets are highly affected by crime, drugs, dirty street, and abandoned properties. To remediate some of the problems that exist in the 6th Ward, I have developed a plan that includes Police Accountability Community Task Force, PACT, that can work very closely to the 6th Ward Police Substation. Focus on leadership development, activist mobilization, base building grants. Establish a mandatory inclusionary housing program to promote economic diversity for those abandoned properties in the 6th Ward. The 6th Ward is very ethnically diverse community. I want to bring my passion, independent, visionary approach to represent everyone, that not just a small group of people. Give me the chance to represent you within the real 6th Ward as community man and not a political tyrant or a puppet. Thank you.
Very good, Mr. Abreu. Thank you very much. At this time, we'll be moving forward to the next phase of this forum, where each candidate would have an opportunity to ask a series of 3 questions. Mr. Abdelaziz, you will be first according to the alphabetical order. So if you will, you can move over to the other seat and you can ask the gentleman 3 questions. Just as a reminder, once again, there is no rebuttal, but after Mr. Abdelaziz asks the question, you'll have 2 minutes to answer. Very good. Whenever you're ready.
Thank you, Mr. Vice President. Mr. Abreu, I thank you for being here. And the first question I'm going to ask you is very simple. In your opening statement, you've stated that you've been sitting with many residents in the 6th Ward, so you should have no problem answering this first one. Can you name the neighborhoods that make up the 6th Ward?
I'm sorry, say that again?
Can you name the neighborhoods that make up the 6th Ward?
The neighborhood that make up the 6th Ward? I don't understand the question. Make up the 6th Ward?
So the 6th Ward is comprised of neighborhoods. Could you please name those neighborhoods in the 6th Ward?
Well, I don't understand, but I'm going to name some of the streets that needs to be worked on, that you have not done it. 21st Ave, Lakeview Avenue, Crooks Avenue, Trenton Avenue. It's part of those streets that needs, now it needs help. 21st Avenue, shooting almost every other weekend. Trenton Avenue, accidents. Crooks Avenue, accident and high-speeding cars. And Lakeview Avenue, we just spoke about it, 60% of more accidents in our ward. I think that's what needs to be asked. I think that's what needs to be talked about, and not any other question. I think we should be talking about how we're going to work in our 6th Ward and how we're going to move our 6th Ward forward. Thank you.
Mr. Vice President, go to my next question.
Very good. Next question.
Thank you. So as a council person, it's very important to know the neighborhoods that you represent. So all the neighborhoods that we represent in the 6th Ward are the People's Park section, South Paterson, and Lakeview section. And to piggyback on the certain neighborhoods, the next question will go, because it affects these areas, what are your thoughts about the approved incubator in the 6th Ward and how this program helped the 6th Ward residents?
Repeat the question again, I'm sorry.
What are your thoughts about the approved incubator in the 6th Ward and how will this program help the 6th Ward residents?
I'll tell you what program is going to be good for the 6th Ward. I'm going to give you my program. First of all, Lakeview Avenue. Add speed bumps, more police patrolling, and speed and cameras. That's first. 21st Avenue, clean 21st Avenue. Remember you said 2016, you opened your headquarters in 21st Avenue because you was worried because of everything that was going on in 21st Avenue? You're the councilman now. Why you haven't done anything in 21st Avenue? So that's my priority. I will act on 21st Avenue. Drugs, shooting, prostitution, all that will end with me sitting in that chair.
Next question.
The council candidate mentioned 21st Avenue, and it's quite surprising because I have not seen him at our 21st Ave meeting, which goes into our next question. Recently, I've met with the business owners on 21st Avenue, and we discussed the property tax bills. At that meeting, which you were not present, which was attended by about 35 residents and homeowners from the 21st Ave area, they had a concern about some of the tax bill. So, Mr. Abreu, please be very specific and not deflect from the question that I've asked you the last 2 times that you did not give an answer. So this one's a very specific one, as the roles that you have as a council person. So please answer the question and not deflect. Can you name all the components of the tax bill and which ones are under the control and responsibility of the council?
I'm going to respond. I didn't know about that meeting you had, and of course you would have never invited me because I'm your runner-up. I'm running with you. You have not invited me. You never told me about it. I've never heard of that meeting. And you want to talk about taxes. You want to talk about taxes, and you were the one to say yes, voted yes to increase the taxes. Why are you meeting up with them to work on taxes when you voted yes on tax increase? But anyway, I live by 21st Avenue, and you know where I live. Commissioner Ramirez brought you by my house. You know exactly where I live. I live close to 21st Avenue. I would have went to the meeting if I had invited, but you're asking me questions that you have talked with other people, not with me, right? And the question you asked is because you were in the meeting and you guys discussed it in the meeting. I was not present at the meeting. If I was present, I would answer you that question you asked. But yes, we will work on taxes. I will. I don't know about you, but I will.
Very good.
Is he finished answering the question? Because he didn't answer yet.
I'm done.
You're done?
I'm done.
Oh, okay.
He is done. So that will conclude the first half of the question and answer portion. At this time, we will switch places, and the next candidate, Mr. Abreu, will have an opportunity to ask his series of 3 questions to the candidate, Mr. Abdelaziz. Mr. Abreu, whenever you're ready, you can begin asking your series of 3 questions. And just to recap, Mr. Abdelaziz, you will have 2 minutes to respond and answer.
Thank you, Councilman Abdelaziz. I have 3 questions for you. It's very clear that this councilman represents corruption and special interest, and not the interest of the 6th Ward. And this is why I'm going to ask him this question. Mr. Councilman, where did the $12,000 donation that Mayor Joe Torres gave you for your last election come from?
Thank you for the question. So I'm a person of transparency and follows the State Election Enforcement Commission rules. Anyone that would like to see where my donations that come from my campaign could easily see it on njelect.com. I've never missed a report. I'm open and transparent to where the donations that fund our campaign. So there is no corruption. I have nothing to hide. I don't represent special interests. I do not represent any corrupt individuals. I represent the residents of the 6th Ward. And anything that I do, I'm open and transparent. You could go right online. You could see every single contribution that comes through is online, that is followed by elect, which surprisingly so, the candidate himself actually submitted his late. When you announce your candidacy for anything, you're supposed to submit a form right away. You just submitted yours October 11th when you were getting signatures to run for city council numerous times before. So I'm open and transparent. The donors that donate to my campaign believe in a vision that I'm going to be the best person that's going to move the 6th Ward forward, because I am delivering results. I am working hard in the 6th Ward for the 100 days I've been here, all throughout the 6th Ward. So, Mr. Abreu, to answer your question, all my contributors are online on njelec.com. That's Election Law Enforcement Commission, and you'll see my reports from last election and this election. Thank you.
Thank you. Can I go on?
Next question.
All right, Mr. Councilman. You are running on a platform to stabilize the taxes. How are you planning on doing that when in 2016 you supported Mayor Joe Torres' recreational tax increase? And more recently, in 2018, after being appointed to be appointed councilman of the 6th Ward, you voted yes to a 2% tax increase after only being in office for less than 2 weeks, all on the backs of the taxpayers who are on the verge of losing their homes. Answer the question.
Thank you. And once again, Mr. Abreu, you don't know what you are talking about. You're the same person that I asked to give me what a property tax bill is broken up to, so it's no surprise you don't know what a property tax levy is. A property tax levy is not a tax increase, and the homeowners and taxpayers in the 6th Ward know more than you, and they'll understand that that's not a tax increase. What I did as serving as councilman is a responsible thing to do. Every government entity must approve a property tax levy so that government could send out the tax bills. Without any tax bills, that means no money comes in for us to operate business in the city of Paterson. I wanted to keep government open. It's not a tax increase. You have to approve your tax levy so we can get the tax bills out so we can continue to work. And then once the introduced budget comes forward is when we get, and Councilman Vice President will tell you, is when we start looking at what the increases are. Thank you.
Next question.
My third question. You talk about fighting for corruption and making the 6th Ward safer. But how are you planning to fight corruption when you're a part of it? I'm referring to the article from Paterson Times published on April 27, 2016, that referred to you being arrested with possession of cocaine and a weapon as a juvenile. My final question is, how do you plan to fight corruption if you're a part of it?
Once again, residents of the 6th Ward, Mr. Abreu does not know what he's talking about. These false gossip, Paterson politics, gossip that you are talking about is simply false. I'm an educator. I've gone through numerous background checks. I have not been arrested. I have not have a criminal record. I've gotten a background check when I became a substitute teacher. I've gotten a background check when I became a teacher at PCTI. And just recently, when I got promoted and got an administrator job in the city of Passaic, I did a background check. And Madam Clerk, if maybe we could educate Mr. Abreu, when you become a council person, they do a background check on you. None of that came up. So the residents don't want to talk about this, Mr. Abreu. They want to talk about how we're going to clean their streets. They want to talk about how we're going to make sure the property taxes are stable, how we're going to make sure the parks are good for our kids. That's what we're going to talk about. I'm not here to play the political gossip, the political games that Paterson sees. And that's not what the 6th Ward residents want. They want a fighter, and they've seen that in the first 100 days I've been in office. We've had our movie nights, quality of life issues that I've addressed in your neighborhood that didn't even know you're on your block, that have come to me and said, we need help in this area. 21st Ave merchants have met with me, and we're analyzing some studies that's going to bring up the quality of life. So we're working. That's what we want to talk about. That's the things that we need to talk about, not the Paterson political games. That's what I've been doing the first 100 days, and I promise you, come November 6th, we're going to continue working hard to make sure that the 6th Ward remains the best ward in the city. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Abdelaziz, Mr. Abreu. That will conclude this portion of today's forum, the question and answer portion. We would now move into our next portion of today's forum, which would allow each candidate to present their closing remarks. Madam Clerk, should we go in reverse order? Okay, so this time we're going to go into reverse order. Before the candidates present their closing remarks, I would like to remind the public that we do have an upcoming election, and this election is a special election, so it would not normally be on your ballot in the November elections, but due to the vacancy in the 6th Ward, you would have an opportunity to select the person to represent your ward, and these two gentlemen are here before us as those candidates. So, Mr. Abreu, if you will, you have the floor for the next 5 minutes to present your closing remarks.
Thank you, Councilman. As I stated earlier, I'm running not for no special interest, not to favor anybody, and not to be a yes boy. I'm running as councilman of the 6th Ward because I want our streets to be safer. I want our 6th Ward to be cleaner. We don't want this in 21st Avenue. 21st Avenue has been bad for I don't know how many years. And still, no one has done anything for 21st Avenue. As a matter of fact, it's getting worse. I lived by 21st Avenue. And merchants, if you met with them, Mr. Councilman, are really, really, really hurting because of that. And I know they have talked to you because I talked to a merchant and I told them to talk to you. You're the councilman. I'm not the councilman. And I have talked to them. And they say they talked to you, but nothing has been done. And that's what I'm here for. I will do something about it. We will clean 21st Avenue. We will take prostitution away from 21st Avenue and area close to 6th Ward. Drugs, a lot of drugs by 21st Ave, that will get cleaned. And accidents and all that stuff happening, and not only Lakeview Avenue, I know Lakeview is the top, but also Trenton Avenue. My father got hit by a car on Trenton Avenue in December. We will make sure to come November 6th, and once I take that chair, I will make sure that all those areas that are being affected will get cleaned. I'm not here to play games. That's not what I'm running for. I lived in this country, and my home only been Paterson, New Jersey, for 30 years. In the 6th Ward for the past 15 years. 6th Ward is the best ward in the city. So let's keep it that way. I want to make sure to keep it that way. I want to take everything that is affecting the 6th Ward out of there, and we will do that. Nothing been done about it. Nothing will be done about it if I don't sit in that chair. All this talking very nice. They speak really nice. They go to you and they talk about you and they tell you they'll sell you the world. They won't do nothing. I'm a resident just like you. I'm one of you. I'm you. I'm not one of them here. I'm Jace from the 6th Ward. Everybody knows me as Jace that have worked on the 6th Ward, have cleaned the streets, have cleaned their parks. 23rd Avenue, we were the one that cleaned it the first time. And if we would have never done that, nobody else would have done it. We did it. I came here and I talked about it. They didn't do anything about it. I did it. I did it with my team. Also parks. I mean, we have done a lot for the 6th Ward. And not only for the 6th Ward, for the city of Paterson. I have helped 1,087 people last year in 2017 become citizen. I have helped more than 500 people get health insurance. I've done everything. And I don't put it on Facebook. I don't go live on Facebook. I don't throw pictures. That's not what I do, because what I do it from my heart. And because I know it needs to get done, because nobody else will get it done. That's the reason why I'm running. I'm an independent and strong young man. I have nothing behind my back. I don't have no political friends behind my back telling me what to say. That's not me. I will come here, I will sit down, and I will vote for whatever it needs to get done for the city of Paterson. I'm not here. I will not sit there to be a yes boy. I will not sit there just to sit there. I will be your councilman. I will represent you. I will be your voice. The voice that we don't have right now. We don't have the voice for the past, I don't know how many years. It's time to put a voice. Thank you. My name is Jay Zabreo. I'm 2J on the ballot.
Great timing, Mr. Abreu. Mr. Abdelaziz, the floor is yours.
Thank you again for the opportunity to present our visions to the 6th Ward residents in this debate. I am grateful for having the chance to explain my positions, to discuss my record, and our accomplishments in the 6th Ward. But before we close, I need to discuss some of the things that we've been doing in the 6th Ward that Mr. Abreu and many people are probably not aware of. My opponent has brought up Lakeview Ave numerous times, and he even mentioned that the county engineers and the county officials had the attention. Mr. Abreu, that's been brought up because residents reached out to me and I reached out to the county to get that going. So these are some of the things that have been started and the process are in place. The county's working on it, and the bigger issue on Lakeview Ave is the circle on the lower Lakeview that I've reached out directly to the governor's office and the NJDOT to help enhance safety in that area, and I look forward to continue working on that. 23rd Ave and the residents that abut Route 80. First day on the job, we came into that place. I called down to the governor's office to make sure that the NJDOT is cracking down on illegal dumping and cleaning up alongside Route 80 and Alabama Ave where that pocket park is. And the results are there, and the residents are happy. Ladies and gentlemen, we are working very, very hard for you in the residents' 6th Ward. And unlike my opponent, I can't do this by myself. This is a team effort along with my council colleagues, county officials, the administration. Things get done because you work collaboratively to get done. We are here to work. Some of the things I stated in my opening statement that I would like to get done in the 6th Ward that we've worked on are to help stabilize taxes. My opponent it speaks about lower taxes, but couldn't even answer the question of what part of the tax bill the council controls. This is a very, very critical time in our city. There is no on-the-job training to make sure that the 6th Ward residents get what they need. But however, as I stated in my opening statement, there's still much more we can do and will do. We are making progress, increasing public safety measures and repairing our roads and bringing more economic development in the area. I've been engaged with the residents and will continue to be responsive and accessible to them. We are restoring communities' faith in city government, and that is critical and much needed. It is an honor to be part of that process, and it is an honor to represent you. An elected official must be accountable to the residents, and those are the residents that I answer to, no one else. I believe I have been accountable and will continue to answer to only you, the resident. What we heard this afternoon are two very different approaches to governing. I believe in solutions. My opponent believes in slandering. You've heard my opponent state the 6th Ward is the best ward, and I have to give credit where credit's due. The 6th Ward was represented by Mayor Saya, Mayor Rooney, and Mayor Graves. And I look forward to continuing their legacy in the 6th Ward because of the hard work they have done. That is why the 6th Ward is the best ward. Ladies and gentlemen, in closing, we have much more work to do. I want to help stabilize taxes. I want to increase public safety. Just recently, we've had the police officers walking the beat in business districts where we're looking to expand those walking cops to 21st Avenue. The farmers market, Lakeview section is booming. The 6th Ward is the only part of the city where thousands of people come into the weekend to visit our city, to shop, to taste the great food. We have a great thing in our ward. Recreation, this past week, along with my council colleague, which Mr. VP can't say, but we worked hard to upgrade our facilities in our parks. And there's plans coming down the pipeline that the residents of the 6th Ward will see. I've met with the administration. School 25 is a park that we will be looking to renovate and bring it to the 21st century. Not because Al Abdelaziz wants it, not because Mr. Abreu wants it, it's because our residents deserve it. We deserve better, and God willing, on November 6th, with your support, hopefully I could earn your vote, I could continue fighting for the 6th Ward like I've always done. For all 30 years of my life that I've lived, it's been in the 6th Ward. On November 6th, una jota, vote Al Abdelaziz, 1J. Thank you.
So that will conclude today's forum, and I must say both candidates did a phenomenal job. In fact, Madam Clerk, the timing was impeccable from both candidates. The closing remarks. I feel that I have to acknowledge the great job they've done. Outside of them claiming the 6th Ward is the best ward in the city, I can agree with almost everything else they've stated. But just some helpful hints and reminders to the public. This is a general election, and the day of this election is November 6, 2018. Polling sites will be open from 6 a.m. to 8 p.m. as normally on Election Day. Polling site information is located on the front of your sample ballot. So once you receive your sample ballot, just look in the front and you'll have the information for polling sites. Handicap polling sites information is located on the front of your sample ballot as well. Voting machine demonstrations is available at your polling site. Bilingual assistance is available as well at your polling site. Legal assistance is available upon request at the Office of the Superintendent of Elections, which is at 501 River Street in Paterson, New Jersey. And their direct contact numbers are 973-881-4515, 973-881-4516, and 973-881-4517. Sample ballots can be carried into the voting machine area. A voter may apply for a mail-in ballot by mail up to 7 days prior to the election. He or she may also apply in person to the county clerk until 3 p.m. the day before the election. Note also that voters have an option to indicating an application for a mail-in ballot that they would prefer to receive a ballot for each election that takes place during the remainder of the calendar year. Any registered voter whose name is not found in the book can vote by provisional ballots. For further Election Day information, please contact the Office of the City Clerk, where our lovely City Clerk, Ms. Sonia L. Gordon, is in charge of at City Hall, 155 Market Street, Paterson, New Jersey. One last reminder, because this is a special election for those residents who do not reside in the 6th Ward, you will not see the two candidates on your ballot. These candidates will only be on the ballots of the residents of the 6th Ward. And again, thank you everyone at home for viewing. Thank you candidates for a job well done. And any further information, please feel free to reach out to our clerk directly. Thank you and have a great afternoon. Gentlemen, have a great afternoon.